Hiya, ladies and gentlemen. Hiya, and welcome back to Dying Light 2. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be seeing just how powerful is melee. Nope, range. Sorry, we just did that kind of in the last part with two-handed weapons, in which every melee weapon has the problem of enemies dodging like crazy. Now, I don't think throwing knives are going to get much of a benefit. Maybe some, but just not much. The reason why is because they can actually dodge throwing knives, but that makes sense because it locks onto them. But even with melee, there's this weird finagly kind of like mosh pit-like combat where if you punch an enemy to your left and then kind of just super strafe to your right, you end up connecting because the enemy's not blocking. It's weird. Even if you charge attack, an enemy can still dodge that guard break, I guess. And they oftentimes do. So why not embrace the range combat, the fact that we're a fast little bugger with a crazy abundance of stamina and virtually no health. So this kind of facilitates the ranged gameplay, but also it's been keeping me alive, the tank bit of business. But before we do that, I just want to do a quick test. First of all, what we're going to be dealing with this experiment kind of nonsense, I am not one of the people who knew that by investing heavily into the good faction, the survival like bro people, etc., that we would have access to the crossbow, and only then would we have access to the crossbow. Yeah, if you all are wondering, hey GRINN, how do I get the overpowered 3-bolt crossbow that just wrecks fools? Yeah, you get it by giving the peacekeepers 4 plots of land, or 4 points of interest, which would make it so that you can't get the final upgrade for the zip wire, which frankly, the zip wire sucks ass. So frankly, I would just say go with this one. Just go with the bolt and call it good. These are kind of cool. You'll want these, the little jump pads, those are nice. But otherwise, split the difference. It doesn't affect the story outcome at all. At all. Okay? Anyways, so it's unfortunate. I hope they add a new game plus so I can replay the game again and get the crossbow and all these things. So yeah, also if you level up the parrot, like the rope dart and all these stuff, you don't really need these things. So these things are kind of actually better in a weird way. It's odd. Anyways, but yes, we only will be showing the potential of melee. But the good thing, the good news is that I actually do have a lot of ranged weapon gear. So when I throw this all on, we should have a shit ton of built-in ranged damage. And unlike melee, ranged damage is throwing knives, ranged damage is guns, ranged damage is all that shit. So we should be good in terms of actually being able to show you guys that. Also, there's plenty of bolts or arrow types are also permanently given to us, so that you can get access to all these different cool arrow types and just kill it essentially. But before we do that, I did want to check out one thing. So if we go ahead and put on my knuckle dusters, I wanted to see what our knuckle dusters damage-wise will do if Tank Gear's two-handed weapons are counted as knuckle dusters, because knuckle dusters, you're using both hands to fight. So I feel like they would make sense if they were two-handed weapons. But let's see. We're just gonna punch this dude in the chest and see what happens. Bad. That doesn't count because we'd added an electrocute. Okay, so we did basically to a level 6 enemy, we did most of their HP. So now let's put on the range damage and see what happens. Or the range armor and see what happens. Also, the range armor looks pretty dope, honestly. Okay, I put on the armor. We'll talk about it in a minute. Let's punch this person in the chest and see. So this person's also level 6. Hopefully we don't activate. Okay, we just won. Oh, well, we hit them in the okay. No, we activated a crit there. We activated a crit. Stop it. Stop. It doesn't look like it does. Because, yeah, we still are, like, doing a boatload of damage. I keep hitting them in the face. I don't think so. I don't think knuckle duster damage counts as a two-handed weapon at all, which sucks. In fact, I wonder what it does count as, because we were even having knuckle duster damage built into our kit, so I just wonder. Okay, no, maybe. Yeah, we're doing a little less damage, but here's the thing. We're not doing drastically different damage. So the one thing that I did have built into my stats, I think it was in my chest piece. Yeah, so I had 10% knuckle duster damage built in here. So I think that's where the difference is coming from. So I don't think two-handed weapons count as knuckle duster weapons. I wonder if it's one-handed then. That'd be super weird because it doesn't make sense. You're hitting with both hands. I guess maybe you're hitting it both hands, but one at a time? I don't know. I don't know how that works, but regardless, we now have on our ranged damage gear, which our armor rating is this. I'm not sure if it went down. Yeah, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Most things don't kill you or hurt you in this game at all. Regardless, our parkour damage is 8 just because I had to throw on some medical gear, which buffs parkour damage, but our range damage is 56, which we're pretty close to having a lot of range damage. It seems like there is like a soft cap for a lot of these to be like around 12 to 11 gain for ranged or two-handed or one-handed weapon, whatever the gear piece is specifically buffing. It has a kind of like a cap almost. So I think around 60% damage on your ranged or your whatever gear piece set bonus is the limit. But regardless, we also have stance meter damage. Neat. I wonder what that really does. Low health damage also. And also, one of the things that comes with ranged is just a shit ton of survival sense and a survivor sense duration. Binocular time, essentially, or continence time. But anyways, we also got a long ranged weapon cost stamina decretion. But I'm basically curious to see how this works in general, because I actually have not used anything. And also, the enemies that we're fighting are level 6 as well. So I'm curious to see how the arrow meta works. We have some enemies. Okay, we just about one-shot somebody. And again, if you had the crossbow, it'd be even easier and even more beneficial to do this. Yeah, we could easily dodge. We have plenty of stamina, and you can easily take apart. I will say it's a little annoying. It aims at the center of mass, which I guess is kind of good, because you just need to aim upwards. But otherwise, it's pretty easy to hit headshots. And I believe, okay, no, our arrows are gone. I thought there would be some sort of like collecting arrows thing. So that is just our damage on a base. But if we aim, our damage goes like beyond insanity. Our damage gets superseded. So now that is actually something that's unlocked through the skill tree. Now also, it makes some sense that range damage is kind of like end game, like useful, because if we go to our skill kit, it's one of the last things that you can upgrade. But there's plenty here. Like, there's way more here than there is basic melee. Basic melee has heavy attack and spinny hit, and then like drop down damage. Which I guess you can kind of do if you just grapple hook to something and then come down, but not like this, where this gives you the ability to zoom in and do exponential damage. In fact, maybe this one's the one that does. Yeah, this one gives you just built-in more damage. This one gives you the ability to zoom in. This one gives you more damage, and then this one gives you the ability to, I'm not sure if it's just like auto-target one enemy or if it just auto-targets a place where you aimed. We'll test that in a minute. But needless to say, this is level 6 and it's dunking on people, and we're not even using the special aim charge mode. And we have the ability to fucking slow down time. I feel like this will be the antidote to, if enemies are able to dodge, you just slide and shoot and they cannot dodge that. So I don't know, dude. I think a 100% best bet is betting on being Katniss goddamn Everdeen in the apocalypse, okay? And also, it's pretty cheap to make arrows. And also, your arrows have like fun variability. So like, oh, actually, no, maybe you can't level up your arrows. Okay, so I guess your arrows are always static, but you can still buy things like fire arrows and whatnot. So I guess that is static. So I guess it builds off of things. But also, we can get explosive arrow tips, dude. Like what? What are we talking about? It's madness. Also, when you build one of these, you get 10 arrows, 10 explosive bolts, and every vendor sells 1 feather, and you're only ever going to need 1 feather for 10 bolts. And 1 alcohol. That's madness. And this is a blue tier weapon. Imagine if you got a blue or a purple tier bolt. Yeah, we'll check if you can upgrade these. Maybe you can. It doesn't, I think even like these ones show that you can upgrade them, so there's potential, but we'll see. Anywho, let's just mess around with the bow power. Now with that being said, we do have a shit ton of like range damage built into our kit. It is surprising that we're not able to actually pick up our arrows, but even like from this range, we can still snipe that person right there. Oh, actually, I was surprised that actually didn't one-shot you. I guess it does have drop. Yeah, but everything's dying. Like, we can clear out this whole base over here just by throwing Hail Marys in there. And this is not even like special arrow gear. Yeah, we're just safe a million miles away, just dropping fools. Also, yeah, apparently something blew up. Yeah, and this is a level 6 bow. So if you had like a level 8, you'd be doing even more. And again, it's just the fact that we're safe. And like, enemies are gonna come for us. That's the whole screaming fest that's taking place. See, like, an enemy's coming for me right here. Oh, also that's what's happened. There's a lot of mines. That's why they're getting wrecked. Why did I hit that enemy? I don't know. Again, we just taking them out. Taking them out, easy peasy, one at a time. This weapon is not even good. This is the purple tier shit weapon. There's a weapon that you can get a really good bow just by farming the vendors. Also, that's a high-powered zombie, about to die. Dead. Absolutely dead. If this could crit hit, that'd be amazingly fun. How do I switch this? Do I switch weapons? That works, okay. Oh, okay, so we hold our weapon button and we can actually pivot between electro arrows, fire arrows, toxic arrows, explosives, so we can just pick like that. But we do have our base arrows that just seem to be good enough. Okay, so that was the aim shot, and I do think there's a bunch of explosive shittery here. I think the zombies might have detonated the explosives that were here, I guess not. Yeah, I had a max set of tank gear on, so yeah. Also, look, zombies are coming for me. Oh, give me a sec. Like again, you can just backpedal and start lighting them up. Also, one of the things is this, the UV lamp. So if an enemy's coming for you, you can still just keep lighting them up. Easy peasy. We're super chill. Like again, to me, this is the way, you know? Also, you still have access to all kinds of things like this. You can just be like yoink and power and boom, shoot him in the head. Tries to get up, shoot him in the head again. He's dead. I think he clipped to the ground, actually. Also, again, this is like the gameplay loop. You can be Peter Parker up in here and like just wreck. Also, look, zombies on the ground. Boom, take down this. Whatever that was, I don't know. Anyways, yes. So now the other ability that we have access to, is the double shot. Let's see what that is. Also, I don't think I mentioned this. I've never used range because I just thought it was like kind of overpowered from the cuff. To do 2 arrows at once, press that trigger, then mark up to 3 enemies. What does that do? Press that? I mean... Oh, okay. Oh, okay, so we just hover over? Yeah! Oh my god, we just did. Oh my god. Are you shitting me? You just hover over them and mark, shoot. And you just do a bunch of damage. So that was probably the weirdness that was happening with some of those enemies, because I thought I was hitting them in the head, but I guess it was perceiving it as a marked shot rather than a headshot critical thing. Okay, so there's some weird variability there, but that's insane, especially for camps, like when an enemy's just getting, like, slowly encroaching on you. Also, I think they can move. It's not like it's super finagly, so if we do this, you can hear the controller vibrate, by the way. That's how it's like your determining factor. Yeah, see, so we just hit a bunch of enemies. Yeah, see, that guy just got hit as well. That person's also, those people are good, I think. So then also, I think if we just jump and we go to aim, so if we do this, yeah, okay. That just seems excessive. The only thing I think this could not be so good on is when you're playing at night, when you're getting like bull rushed by 6 zombies, but arguably you'll just run away. You'll just be like, whatever. Okay, so what if we do this? We're definitely gonna break our knees. Okay, fuck. I think a slide is significantly better. Also, I tried to slide, but it didn't let me do that. There we go. I definitely think this is where the crossbow would become nuts, because the crossbow doesn't take any charge time. Also, I don't know if you need to charge it all the way. I don't know if there's any real use to charging it all the way. Oh, look at you. I didn't know you guys were bad. We'll just do that. Again, you're still, like, your base parkour stuff is nuts. Boom! Ah! Give me a minute. Also, I didn't even think about it. You could jump on top of an enemy and then shoot enemies below them like this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Why am I not doing it? Jump over top of an enemy. Nah, it didn't really work. I guess we could do this. Yeah. See, that's the thing that sucks. It does seem like it's kind of capped in a way. Anyways, it's far better just to do this. Mark a bunch of enemies and then shoot one in the head and you'll just start dropping them. Oh, I guess you do have to be someone in peripheral, but anyways. Yeah, it just seems like it's a no-brainer. Let's go fight a bot. Let's go fight an actual, like, bunch of enemies. Also, you guys respawned. Weird. Also, these are the same, like, type of enemy. And yeah, like, they're level 6. This is a level 6 weapon. This is not a gold tier, like, cracked out of your mind. Like, when you start getting, there's a legendary bow somewhere. It appears sometimes in shops, but it just hasn't been the appropriate level for me to buy it, essentially. But anyways, yeah, ranged is stupid. And again, if you have the crossbow, I think the slow-mo becomes exponentially better. But maybe the slow-mo actually doesn't get applied to to it because it's not a bow, it's a crossbow. Maybe that's the determining weirdness there. I'm not sure. Let's see how it fights against actual enemies, and I think we can be silent as we desire. Silent as we desire. So let's do this. He's about dead. Was quick shoot, and he did not alert anybody, I believe. Yeah. Oh, that guy knows where we are. We're about to rip him up. He's dead. He's dead. Dropped immediately. We're also, enemies do not know where we are still. We can still be a mile back. We safe. We cook him. It's easy. I will say, if you did just have a little bit more damage, I think you'd be fine. Also, maybe if you meleeed. Also, that enemy, okay, so, oh my god, that enemy was a brute. Was like a big fuck off enemy. He was about to fall off the goddamn place. Yeah, man, this is, I hope the designers don't see this and are like, this needs a nerf instead of melee needs a buff, or just some way to break enemies' stances. Yeah, so like that guy just fell to his death. Also, again, we could just do, I think this. Boom, dead. Before he ended up killing us. Just dropped. Also, if I jump. Yeah. Could I literally just do this? I think I could. Weird meta, but it could work. Especially just to make the most of the nonsense. I wonder if that'd be a way to have your cake and eat it too. If you were gonna do a slide melee and then aim. It doesn't look like you can aim this way. It does look like many times I did just execute the thing. Is there any way to like activate this skill without jump, tic tac, etc.? Okay, yeah. So yeah, you just jump, you aim, whatever. You just aim and you'll go into slow-mo mode. So yeah, no, it's nuts. Let's run this back essentially, and this time use some like actual different ammo types. But the white tier of ammo, which you can make plenty of, and frankly, it actually may not be even worth you not having more of it. I'll just show you guys what I mean in a second here. Basically, it's better for you just to go to a vendor, buy the 2 supplies to make like fire arrows, and then just completely eviscerate everybody, you know? Also, there's something in the game called like a specific kind of bolt that like makes enemies go feral. So you could just launch one of those in the camp and sit back from afar and just, yeah. It seems weird. It seems like the crossbow meta is 100% the meta. Also, the crossbow, I believe, will always normalize itself to your current level, so you will always be dropping people like crazy. Also, we haven't even tested out the throwing weapons and such. I hit him with an electric arrow. Electricity tends to be the best type of arrow. Doesn't actually have a different look, which is a little surprising. But anyway, let's see. This should have a little bit more damage on it, so we might actually just be able to, yeah, tasering the shit out, like, yeah, stun locking an enemy permanently. And if I wanted, I could just, oh well. I tried not to shoot. It's whatever. Anyway, let's equip. Oh, actually, I don't have any explosive arrows, but we could just make some fire arrows. Sorry, not explosive arrows. 1 set of fire arrows, easy peasy. Now we have 10. We're just gonna go ahead and use those. See what's up. I think the explosive arrows will be the ones that are a little bit nutty, but I think that may just blanket like more damage over here. Fire. On fire. He's gonna die in. Okay, that was surprising. There we go. Also, you can also do stuff like this. Oh, if the auto lock stuff doesn't do the thing. And yeah, just better in every way, some would say. And he's on fire, and like, yeah, we're just a little nutty. And again, that interrupts them, so like that has force behind it. That has force behind it too, and again, it's pretty easy to switch back. You just put them down after that point. And again, I want to see, what does this do? Also, I thought I switched ammo types. Why did it not do that? There we go. I don't think this did much. Yeah, let's see. I don't think it did much. Yeah. Also, it's super with the grapple hook and that level up ability. You can just get a ton of distance away from people. And the archer arrows, like the crossbow arrows, sorry, do work as well. Unfortunately, I can't show those to you guys. If they ever do release a New Game Plus, I'll be on that immediately. I regret not being able to get it. I really wish there was another option to get a crossbow doesn't even have to be a like a crossbow with like a magazine in it, but unarguably that's nuts. Also, it's sad that there's not like a legendary equivalent of that, like, or like that that would be a legendary equivalent of like a findable, unique legendary, kind of like Borderlands, where like there's a reason to find this specific type of legendary because it's that good, you know. And instead, it's kind of just like you could, but it's not like holy shit, yes. Anyways, I'm not sure if I'm making sense. Yeah, these. Also, the throwing weapons that I do have are fairly leveled up. They're almost maxed out. But we also have these at our disposal, which is an infected blade, which will turn an enemy. Time until infection takes over 3 seconds. So yeah, will turn an enemy into a zombie. I don't think this scales up because there's no damage base. But this one, when it hits an enemy, it's going to hit them pretty damn hard, and it's doing 30 damage, and it's giving us 4 per cast of this. So we're going to make 2. Also, it costs rags and scrap, which again is super cheap, and that's something that we're going to talk about at the end of the video, just to showcase how absolutely ridiculous. Like, you can totally play range without any sort of problem, even if you're not like doing the duplication glitch and whatnot. Throwing knives. So I believe throwing knives are also like basically considered. Okay. So weirdly, those don't seem like they scale. Also, I think you can just like, yeah, you can just do that. Like, we're hitting with such force that it seems like, in fact. Wait a minute. Is it because we have the throwing knives that the game's like perceiving our arrows as hitting way harder in terms of force generation? That seems like a bug. Let's see. If we hit this guy, we'll see. Let's hit this guy. Oh, and now it's marking the targets for me. I didn't want to hit that guy. I wanted to hit this guy. Yeah. It's almost like enemies are getting hit real hard this time around. Also, yeah, we're just marking multiple targets. We don't even have to aim down our sights to mark those targets. But it's weird. It's almost like the melee like impact is being increased because we're having a melee weapons, or sorry, a throwing weapon. Yeah, see, it really does throw them back, but it doesn't actually do that much damage, even though we should be amplifying the damage by a lot. That's a little shitty. But yeah, it almost seems like you also can just use this as like a quick fire thing, and you'll be relatively okay. I mean, you do lose out on a little bit of damage, but it's nothing you couldn't make up otherwise. Anyways, I did want to show you guys one other thing, which is the boomstick, should pop off. This is an actual ranged firearm, but I don't know if it counts. Also, I'm switching to the wrong weapons. Okay, boomstick time. Let's do this. That was not a boomstick. That was my magical power, sorry. Boomstick. Alright, now that was just some force, telekinetic, whatever. Stop it. Let's go find another enemy and shoot him. Oh, we have a bunch of enemies right here. Let's see if this works. Really? That just seemed really not as... That's worth a lot of scrap. What a shitty thing. That was significantly underpowered than what I thought. Yeah, so melee weapons seem to be the one thing that doesn't have a bite. Yeah. Weird. Why would a ranged... Like, that's the thing with throwing weapons. Like, we're doing 30 damage, which is nothing. And yeah, I mean, it impacts heavy, and it seemed like it weirdly took the arrows... Like, almost like they merged their type. I don't know. But yeah, that was weird. Also, the marking enemies is significantly easier when you don't have the rope dart equipped, because it actually has the same like little nozzle thing, so that makes sense. But again, you just look at an enemy while your arrow is drawn and it'll mark the enemies. You don't have to actually zoom in, or at least in that instance I didn't, which was nuts. But yeah, I'm actually a little disappointed by that aspect. Oh, but we have one more thing to do. There's a big guy over here. Let's go see him. Okay, let's get everyone round up. Okay, we got a lot of enemies. Let's do this. Oof! Yeah, that's wild. Oh, and we pushed him into the thing. Yeah, man, this is like, it's crazy. They gave us the right hand of Glova, and you're just like, are you shitting me? Oh, what if I mark a bunch of enemies like this? Oof! It does consume a shit ton of ammunition, but no, this is huge. It weirdly just pops them backwards. Yeah, but no, that was super chill. I wonder if we're gonna get a bunch of enemies coming in. It doesn't seem like the headshots really do much of anything in terms of that whole situation. But yeah, but I want to see if any zombies actually came through. Because otherwise the explosive arrows have a nerf then, like if you're just using them in the overworld. Let us go, I'll show you guys how easy it is to craft like the materials that takes to build a bow. Which is to say, it's like there's both vendors have supplies for you to basically salvage, and all of them tend to be extraordinarily cheap. Especially when there's things like alcohol special stores, which you can literally go specifically to get alcohol if you want to get a bunch of bolts just to kind of fortify if you're going up against a story quest or whatever you'd want to do. But no, again, I can only say that this would exponentially be even crazier if you had a crossbow with like 4 or 5 bolts in it, which allows you just to go no cap, just fully. It doesn't seem like there's any like charge time. You just pull the trigger like a gun. Which I hate that I can't get. It hurts. Okay, so we got a person right here. It's just a shop. We're gonna go there. I'm gonna talk to him. What's good? We're gonna go over to his goods, and you guys can see right here. Most people sell 3 feathers usually, and it costs $9. $9. Most things that you sell in terms of value, like 1 gem crystal like this, it gives you $500. And even if you're not willing to do that. Let me see if I go to my weapons or equipment. Unfortunately, I don't have any blues, but even then, they sell for 300, probably 200, or maybe even if they only sell for like 100. That's still pretty good compared to being able to buy a good bit of gear, and that's also getting money from quests and all those things. And again, there's alcohol and stuff like that. Electric parts. I'll also buy a lot of these. Same thing with scrap. Scrap is just used for everything. So if you want to buy all the scrap, you can as well. Super cheap. And also, you can go to the Tinkerer, which usually exists here, right over here, and then you can upgrade your special arrows and etc. Like right here, they're giving me an infected arrow, which produces 3 infected arrows, which will just turn enemies who are fighting. And then we also have toxic arrow, which will do damage over time, like a poison effect. Which is really, really good. It's a shame that you can't upgrade these exponentially, which is, to me, a little bit of an annoying nerf. But also, when you can shoot like 6 arrows into someone's chest, it's like, what? Oh, cool, well, it's fine. We're okay. And the minute you get the bolt, like the crossbow bolt, I believe you get every blueprint there. So you don't even have to spend the money. You get toxic shot, fire shot, explosive shot. It's absurd and frankly very frustrating. Now, if you're wishing to get a good bow to kind of harmonize with your build, one of the best methods to just farm out good gear is to go to the central loop, the special central place, and there's a girl there that sells brass knuckles and specifically a very, very good bow. I find it's hard to not find her having it. So you would come to the central loop, and if she did not have the bow, then you would just reset, save, and load out. Do that a couple times, and then she'll eventually reset her stock. It could also be on a timer, but it just kind of pivots out. But yeah, you guys can see that she has a 6-star or a legendary artifact bow, but it's remaining at 6 for me. I think I need to beat the game, finish the game, and then the game will flip over to end game because I'm really in the end game levels already because I just do everything before I do the story. And yeah, and again, this person does sell, I think, the same like arrow types if you wanted to get them, but yeah. But before I leave you guys, these are the same types of enemies we were fighting last time. How quickly can we drop them without having 600 weapon damage? That seems like more damage than we previously had. Yeah, so see, we got a bunch of bad enemies. Yeah, see, we're not doing any less damage. In fact, I think we're doing more damage. That doesn't make sense. So something's broken then. Yeah. Because we're doing the same, if not more damage than we were doing. And we're fighting the same level of enemies. Yeah, see, we'll eventually break his guard, but yeah, we were doing the same amount of damage. Odd. Oh. Hey, guess what? Sorry there, champ. Give me a sec. Look at that. Easy. Also, you can do that with melee weapons now. But again, we didn't lose any damage in our two-handed weapons, despite... What happened to you? Alright, some weird fucky things are happening. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just confused now. But what is absolutely not confusing is that range damage is best damage. Undoubtedly. it's wildly good in comparison. If you happen to have the bow, you have a key to power essentially. And also, I bet it would just feel so sick just going just launching arrows into people. And with the way that you can kind of gamify, the vendors to be actually giving you something of value. It's easy to get bolts, easy to get feathers, easy to get alcohol, etc. And that also gives you a reason to bum around certain locations that are blue. Like for instance, some of these specify specify craftable parts. Some of these specify like valuables, etc. So like you can go to the one that's like, ooh, wait, no, this one may seem like it's actually a craftable place, which can give me specifically, the thing that I need. Oh, it's a bar. Okay, that will give me alcohol. That'll give me fire arrows. I'll get 3 bottles of alcohol and be good to go. You can also ping pong between each district and just farm out the alcohol. One of them probably have a couple. And then just call it good, save, loadout, they'll reset, gamify it like that if you wanted. But, needless to say, range combat is absolutely king and just staggering, honestly. I do think it's a shame that, like, I like the fact that range combat's so good, but there's only, like, one crossbow that's like that. I would love it if there was a 5-star crossbow, or even just different types of crossbows with varying different magazines. With maybe perks on the crossbows themselves that increase bolt damage, reload speed, draw speed, stuff like that. It does seem like that is missing the funness of getting a melee weapon and seeing if it's perfect for what you're trying to do, right? As far as the melee weapon damage not being changed, even though having 60% less two-handed weapon damage, that don't make a lick of sense. I don't know what's happening with there. Maybe it's just there's a built-in resistance based on us being world tier 8 to fighting lower enemies. Maybe there's like a cap to make it so that you're not just one-shotting everything. Who knows? But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys do enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you kindly again, and goodbye. Also, we stream a lot on the channel. Every time I forget.